First, you had the Spark, then you had the Mavic Air. Introducing the newest DJI product, the Mavic 2 Pro.
So I keep hearing about this 1-inch sensor in the Hasselblad camera on the Mavic 2 Pro. So is it any good? Well, I like what I see so far. Hello and welcome back to the channel. In today's video I was able to get my hands on the newest series of drone from DJI, the Mavic 2 Pro. As you may know, DJI released 2 drones in the Mavic 2 series back on August 23rd, 2018. The Mavic 2 Pro and the Mavic 2 Zoom. In short, the biggest difference between these two models is the Mavic 2 Pro has a fixed lens while the Mavic 2 Zoom has a zoom lens. The Mavic 2 Zoom seemed a little gimmicky to me with its dolly zoom feature within the quick shot settings. In turn, I'm specifically testing the Mavic 2 Pro in this video. Additionally, some of these features in the zoom, like dolly zoom, can be recreated in post-production software using software like Adobe Premiere Pro Creative Cloud for Windows users or Final Cut Pro for Apple users. If you follow my channel, you know I own the DJI Spark and the DJI Mavic Air. I think having prior experience flying the other 2 DJI products gives me some insight into the things you may like or want and what you may not want or don't need in their newest product release. So let's dive into it. In this video, I'm going to give you my opinion of the Mavic 2 Pro and my first impressions after owning just for 1 week. If you're like me and already own the Mavic Air, well, the big question will get answered. Is it worth the upgrade? I'll give you my initial thoughts on the DJI Mavic 2 ND Filters. Currently, the Mavic 2 Pro costs $1,449 US as of this video posting. This is the basic package, which includes the aircraft, the gimbal protector, remote controller, 1 intelligent flight battery, the battery charger, your power cables, USB adapter, 3 pair of propellers, and an RC cable with lightning connector, an RC cable with standard micro USB connector, RC cable with USB-C, and communication cable with USB 3.0. You'll probably want to include the Mavic 2 Fly More kit. It's an additional $319, which includes 2 intelligent flight batteries, a Mavic 2 car charger, a battery charging hub, a battery power bank adapter, 2 pair of low noise propellers, and a Mavic 2 shoulder bag. This would bring your total to $1,768 for the Mavic 2 Pro. You can buy the intelligent flight batteries separately, but each one will run you $119, making the Fly More kit worth buying. In short, when it's all said and done, you're going to spend around $1,800 for the Mavic 2 Pro. The basic Mavic Air package costs $799, and the Fly More combo is $999. The Spark costs a fraction of the price at $399, and the Fly More combo is currently $549. In short, cost is certainly a factor here. You could arguably get 2 Mavic Airs for the price of 1 Mavic 2 Pro. This certainly factors into anyone's decision whether or not to purchase the newest drone released by DJI. For starters, let's look at what the Mavic 2 Pro has. It has a 1-inch Hasselblad sensor for better low-light shooting. This is the largest sensor for any drone this small. It has an adjustable aperture which goes from f2.8 to f11. This gives you greater flexibility for things like long exposure photography and any other situation where more precise exposure control is needed. For example, with the adjustable aperture, you'll be able to get that shallow depth of field where the background is out of focus when you're taking close-up shots. For reference, the Spark and the Mavic Air do not have an adjustable aperture. Those 2 models, the aperture is fixed. You also have the H.265 compression format, which maintains 50% more information than videos in H.264 format, which preserves more detail in the video. A 10-bit Dlog-M color profile and a 10-bit HDR video. This profile gives you a higher dynamic range for greater flexibility in post-production color grading. OcuSync 2.0 digital video transmission system, which supports both 2.4 GHz and 5.8 GHz frequency bands, featuring stronger interference resistance and auto switching capabilities to deliver 8 kilometers or 4.97 miles. 1080p video transmission speeds. This version of OcuSync has 120 to 130 millisecond latency, which is 40 to 50 milliseconds shorter than the first generation of OcuSync. 31 minutes of flight time per battery, 44 mile per hour in sports mode or 72 kilometers per hour. Omnidirectional obstacle sensing, which includes left, right, up, down, and forward, backward obstacle sensing. Sensing for left, right direction is only available Okay, I think most of you want to see the Mavic 2 Pro up in the air, so let's get outside and capture some footage and see what it looks like. So Pumpkin, what's your first impression?
This thing is huge.
Okay, so we say that jokingly, but if you've only previously owned the Mavic Air or the Spark, and you haven't previously owned a Mavic Pro or Mavic Platinum, then the Mavic 2 Pro is a significant jump in size. And I'll put, no, actually I don't have a chart for this. You guys are gonna get a kick out of this. I got a lot of charts today, so keep watching.
Oh, gee.
So now I'm just going to quickly launch the Mavic Air so you can listen to the difference in the sounds between that and the Mavic 2 Pro. You're going to notice that the Mavic Air sounds like a bunch of angry bees, and the Mavic 2 Pro, much quieter, much lower hum to it, sounds a lot better. You'll notice the difference in this mic. Hopefully you guys can hear the difference. Much lower on the Mavic 2 Pro than on the Mavic Air. Much quieter too. So one of the first things I wanted to test was ActiveTrack 2.0. In short, ActiveTrack 2.0 can automatically identify up to 16 objects. Uses different strategies to track people, vehicles, and boats. The DJI Go 4 app has 3 sub-modes of which include trace, profile, or parallel if you're looking at the manual, and spotlight. I noticed the current manual, yeah, I actually read it, has an error in it and uses the word parallel instead of profile. I brought this up in the DJI forum. Before we get too far into ActiveTrack and what it can do, there is something everyone should know, because I've already seen a lot of videos with people using ActiveTrack and believing it's going to be extremely reliable in preventing crashes. Although ActiveTrack 2.0 is a great feature, it's clear to me that it has limitations. DJI states their warranty does not cover any loss caused by crashing when flying left or right, even when ActiveTrack or tripod mode is active. Trace mode tracks a subject at a constant distance, and you can use the controller to change the distance or perspective. Profile mode tracks a subject from a constant angle and distance from front and side. You can use the controller to fly around the subject as well in this mode. I can tell you that the drone will lose you if you happen to cross paths and go under the drone, because you're no longer in its field of view. And lastly, you have spotlight mode, which the drone doesn't track the subject but keeps the person in frame during flight. ActiveTrack 2.0 is a great feature, but DJI still has some work to do when it comes to a complete system of flight autonomy of their drones. There are other products out there that can do full autonomous flights and tracking better, but that's just one component of the product, and it certainly has a time and a place to be used. I certainly see myself using ActiveTrack 2.0 feature more and more since I started riding the one wheel. In my opinion, you can get some of your best shots using ActiveTrack, and having another person fly the drone if you're the subject being shot. You can get near perfect framing of your shot this way. Letting the drone create the flight path isn't always ideal for getting a great shot. ActiveTrack's a great way to keep your subject in the center of frame when you're filming. Centering a moving object manually is extremely hard, so again, it's a great feature, but it's not perfect or infallible. In this clip, the ActiveTrack works great, but I'm in an open area with few obstacles. This is when the ActiveTrack works best. You can see how smoothly it works. I'm using profile mode in this shot. I'm not touching the controller in this clip, but you can adjust the angle and the distance if you want while it's in flight. In the next clip, you see how ActiveTrack isn't flawless, even in a mostly open environment. There's a huge tree in the path because the Mavic 2 is flying sideways using the side sensors. It does stop and avoid the tree, but it also isn't able to navigate its way around the tree at this point. Also, if you happen to cross paths with the drone and are directly under it, it will often and almost always lose you. I really like ActiveTrack 2.0, but don't expect it to follow you through a trail with lots of obstacles while mountain biking. It's just not that intelligent. It is, however, great in an open area like parks or beaches where there are fewer obstacles, and I especially like it because I couldn't get these shots on my own, even with all the hours of flight I have under my belt flying drones. Okay, let me stop here for now and answer the question. If you own a Mavic Air, is it worth the upgrade? My response to that is simple. This is a prosumer product, meaning if you're an amateur who purchases equipment with quality or features suitable for professional level use, then the drone might be for you. It's packed with professional level features that not everyone will need, especially when you start getting into photography and videography. If you have no interest in learning about aperture, shutter speed, and ISO, and ND filters, then this drone may not be for you. You'll get the most out of this drone if you're into making use of the 10-bit Dlog-M color profile and doing your own color correction post-production. Although the normal color profile looks quite good as well. However, you may like some of the other features of this drone and have no intentions of uploading professional level video and photos. So the answer is very subjective. I can tell you the drone is a level above the Mavic Air, and I'm looking forward to testing many of the other features. Here are some of my other initial thoughts as well. So another thing I do like the portability. I do like the way that this folds up. The other thing that I wanted to show you was everything really does fit really nice into this bag that comes with the Fly More kit. So my batteries fit in there. I've got 3 batteries. There's 2 in the bag right now. 1 on the drone. The remote controller fits in there nice. And then the Mavic 2 fits in there really nice as well. It's a nice little setup. All right, real quick, if you haven't previously owned this type of drone before with this camera, it's a little different for these ND filters, the way they go on. This is actually twisted on like that. This is the DJI ND Filters, is ND16, the extra 16, number 16 goes at the top there. And I already took off the original cap that was on there. So again, it just twists and goes back on like this. It's pretty bright out right now, so I'm gonna use the ND filter. The OcuSync 2.0, A+. First time I've had a chance to use it. My previous drones didn't have it. So the response time, the connectivity, and the seamlessness with me, moving the joysticks around and the control, using the controller, and the response time with the drone, excellent. No issue at all there. I've also seen some videos saying you might not need ND filters. Let me say for the record that despite the adjustable aperture, you will still need ND filters to get the most out of the camera. In short, I like what I see so far, and I'll continue to field test this drone, so stay tuned for more videos. Until next time, I hope you enjoyed the video, and please give it a thumbs up if you found it helpful. You can follow me on Instagram as well, and until next time, happy flying.